Go.
All right, and we are live. Thank you for joining Untitled Studios. This is Chatterbox. Number 3. How crazy can it get? Because we are a couple of wild and crazy guys, huh?
Yes.
If you just bear with me, I'm going to go through and do some Twitter shit to, let everybody know what's going on and get the chat up.
Just make sure you grit your teeth and click that button away because you don't want to deal with this shit for the next hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, really.
The sweet, sweet cringy goodness.
Sweet, sweet cringe.
Mm-mm.
All right, so let's see. What do you say? We are live, motherfuckers. Yeah, I think that's right. Live, motherfuckers.
Live from Maine.
Oh, I had already tweeted it out automatically because I'm fucking quality entertainment here.
And sounding properly exhausted like a good end of the week should. Holy buckets.
Well, I had that fucking dude so many times.
Hold on. Someone needs a piss bucket.
Someone needs a piss bucket.
We already have Akanaro in our chat right now. And he's like, hold on, I need to piss, but I don't want to get up to go to the bathroom. I'm too lazy. It's like, no, it's right. You get a piss bucket. That's all the pros do, the piss bucket.
Well, you know what? I watch a lot of van life videos. I don't know if anybody does. I'm not going to be paying attention to Twitter, so if you're going to talk to us via the live chat. A lot of van life videos, people that live in their vans voluntarily, like they set them up real nice, like probably better than most RVs. And virtually all of them have some sort of like piss bucket, piss jar, something like that. Not as uncommon as you would think. Okay, I have got to figure out how to make Chrome stop fucking popping shit up every time somebody tweets something. Why the fuck do you do that to me, Chrome? Nobody loves you, Chrome. Nobody fucking loves you.
So here, this is an interesting concept, and bear with me with this since we're talking about peeing standing up and whether you should or not. And
yeah.
So have you ever, even though we're both guys, have you ever clearly peed sitting down?
Just like on a toilet?
Just taking a leak. Like all you have to do is pee.
On a regular toilet?
On a regular toilet.
I always sit down because I'm not a fucking savage.
So you know
why I sit down? Because you can't do when you sit down on a toilet and pee. You can't piss anywhere but in the toilet. It's beautiful. You don't have to clean anything up.
And that's my thoughts exactly. And it's quieter, so when you're drunk as shit and you're trying to be quiet and sneak back into bed, it's just like, I'm fucking blasted.
It's glorious, man. I don't know why anybody would if it's dark, it's late at night, you don't want to turn on the light, you gotta fucking pee, you just sit down and pee. You don't have to worry about it. You're not gonna miss anything. It just drives me nuts because like there's so many people who will like pee when they're standing up. And you'll end up with like urine, like literally all over the floor. There'll be like a fucking puddle in front of the toilet, and you're like, "What are you, a fucking animal?"
Yeah, because when I've had a few, man, the last thing I want to do is I fucking try to stagger my ass to it, prop myself up like I'm like a pole, and then fucking try to aim straight. That shit ain't happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not happening. Oh my god!
Find out where it tells why it keeps sending me those damn things.
Well, I will make sure to tweet you and it bug the shit out of you the entire time.
Good to know. I appreciate your assistance. Good sir. No, like in a urinal and stuff, it totally makes sense, man. Like it's meant for standing up. But here's the thing, and you may or may not know this: when you sit down to urinate on a toilet as a normal, civilized human being, it actually empties your bladder more completely. Woohoo! Mr. YouTube guy is coming. He's so on top of things. You know what? Actually, since he's on his way, I'm just going to take a couple minutes here. This is Chatterbox number 3.
Is it? I keep thinking it's 2. Why do I keep thinking it's the second one?
No, I think 2 was last week.
Oh. Fuck.
it gets really confusing because we also do like random hangouts when we don't have anything else to do, and we're like, oh, I guess we'll just fucking throw this up so that there's something on the page. Also, hello, Juno's Den. I don't think I've ever seen you before.
Yes, welcome.
Nice
Welcome, new face. Or new bathroom
we
trap symbol.
We don't have any of the kind of tits that anybody wants to see. And I'm not going to plug in my camera because I'm lazy as shit. But anyway, we did this for about a year prior to this. We did a Google Hangout regularly once a week. And when we did, there were 4 of us, and we called it the Untitled Podcast, which was ironic because it was never available in podcast form and never something you could actually put on your iPod.
Once upon a time.
Oh, well, cool. Thank you, Justin. I don't think we're just, we're the worst fucking people to run a podcast. We had 4 people. Mr. Classholes has vanished off the face of the earth, and that's partly it is the FBI. No, I have no doubt. It's Agent Smith.
Yeah, we do have our NSA agent. Yeah, Agent Smith is always there. They're always there, and so yeah, he's always listening.
So for all the people in the audience right now that all of them know, like Classholes is gone off the face of the earth. We don't know where he went, and so part of why I wanted to rename it Chatterbox, as opposed to the Untitled Podcast again, was that we were missing one person, so it just didn't feel right to just continue on calling it something else without him, unless we had some sort of really cool like fight or shouting match or something that was just suitably dramatic.
If only it would have been much better storyline.
Yeah, something that would be cool. We could be like, we're still the Untitled Podcast, fuck that guy. Or if it was one of us that was gone, he could be like, we're still the Untitled Podcast, fuck those dudes.
Name war. Oh, but no, he's probably arrested somewhere. He's probably arrested.
I like to think that he was just smoking weed, doing school, and getting regular punani. And it's just like, I don't know why I would ever be on the internet. I could be in my girlfriend.
It's like I could be getting laid on the regular and not being online all the time. But online's fun. Getting shouted at, being called gay. I saw that coming, and I gracefully accept it.
Yeah. But so I figured rebranding or renaming was probably appropriate. And when Mr. 40 Mike joins us, I actually do have, exactly, that is college. College is where suddenly you're like, oh, pussy, this is wonderful, or ass or dick or whatever your preferred.
Whatever you're into or whatever you want to get into.
Oh, I saw a video with an adorable little tranny girl. Like used to be a man, is becoming a woman, may or may not get the bottom of surgery. I guess that's what they call it. So she still has a penis. And they were talking about, she was talking about sex with like some trans girl trained into a guy or something. And they were talking about sex and they were like, no, you don't really care about like penetrative sex, She's like, no, there's no butt, no putting it in my butt. She's like, we'll just have to do like oral and that kind of stuff. Whoops! I don't know why I went there. What was I talking about?
I don't know.
Oh shit! I had a thing planned actually. Sheenus, yeah. No, I think a sheenus is when the girls take the testosterone to become guys, and their clitoris actually gets really big. The training I was watching was like at least
old enough,
mid-20s. Like she was old enough. Mr. Juno's in the chat asked how old was this child.
It's old enough.
In her mid-20s. She's more than old enough to be doing that kind of stuff. That was funny. It's not the perfect age. Oh man. Yeah, if anybody gets the FBI to show up, it's going to be Akinaro in the fucking chat talking about children. Ironically, that may actually come up later today.
What, an 11-year-old? Please no.
Not in the way you're thinking. Not in any way that's wrong. Excellent. 40 Mike is joining.
Mike!
Yay.
Mike.
All right, go back to the trannies.
It was just interesting when they were talking about like sex and stuff, and it was like, I don't really do like anal, and I'm like, but you have a penis. It seems kind of odd. Like, I don't know. It just seems like it would be more appropriate to do anal, but it's not my fucking butthole, so who cares?
Yeah, he just goes place to place and will do podcasts whenever he has Wi-Fi. That's that's stabby for you. He's actually
from what I understand, the most appropriate porno right now is hand spinner porn.
What?
Oh, you mean the
Like-
little fidget spinner things?
And all the little hand fidget spinners. Apparently, that's like a trending result on Pornhub or something like that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So just like
How fucked is the
Pokemon
world
Go,
when little boys are like, boobs? Fuck you! I don't want to see no boobs. Let me see that fidget spinner, baby.
well, I can okay.
great.
So like when Pokemon Go came out, because these are both fads. When Pokemon Go came out, there was like a huge increase in Pokemon porn, and so now that fidget spinners have come out,
Yeah.
there's a huge increase in fidget
What's-
spinner porn. But I can
what's-
understand sexy Pokemon because you can have like a pretty girl, cosplaying as a Pokemon or something like that.
Oh yeah.
But what is sexy about a ball bearing or like a thing you spin in your hand?
Because it has balls.
Yeah, because it has balls. But
would
what do you
think you
do
would
with it
compare-
sexually?
I don't know.
I would think you would compare a fidget spinner more to like Pong, or not Pong, but Pogs. Like Pogs when they used to do the little milk cap thing.
Yeah.
thing,
Oh, dude, Pogs.
which was essentially a game, a take on the game Tiddlywinks, but nobody ever said Tiddlywinks.
Oh, all about the ADD. I think that's. I'm reading the chat right now, and someone's like, "I've seen more adults playing Pokemon instead of children," which honestly, that is fucking true.
And me and my son
Or
played
Yo-Yo, you know, that,
Pokemon Go for like a couple months.
Yeah, that's even I've
Got us
been
out of
on that one pretty hard. I remember rolling through downtown. I was the passenger in a car, and I'm just like fucking going nuts with it. I'm just like, yeah, fucking getting all the shit. I'm gonna win. Oh my god, because it was fucking it was insane. That lasted what, 3 months maybe. I know a lot of people are
Pokemon
going.
Go, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that was my stint of Pokemon Go for me. It was just
Where
like
everybody wants to ride with you whenever you're driving anywhere because they can catch Pokemon.
I think it's when you're
Like,
pissing off
where are
your
you
girlfriend.
going? To the sewage plant? Yeah, I want to go.
There's some really disgusting Pokemon down there.
Oh,
And disease.
shit, I keep getting off track. I do have a little thing planned in memory of Mr. Classholes. And in
Okay.
honor of Mr. Classholes, who seems to have left us or
Yeah.
died
Okay.
or something. We think probably getting laid in college. But I did have a thing in honor of his memory.
I prefer death.
You prefer death?
I prefer to think of him as dead. That's easier for me.
That's dork.
All right. So, in honor of Mr. Classholes, I found 4 web pages with stuff on there that's adorable. And I think what we should do is try to figure out how to hate it.
Proving that your kids need. God damn it, dude.
Why?
All right.
Why?
And as respect to Mr. Classholes, we have to show some hate to each one of these photos. We're not going to go through all 30. We're just going to go through a few, but we should find a way to hate them.
Okay. Well, I don't like the fact that this kid is raping the dog. I mean, obviously,
That's
raping
adorable.
and then choking it to death. Look at it.
That is clearly a perfect technique of a rear naked choke.
And he looks so fucking smug, too, doesn't he? Just a smug little bastard.
Yeah. It's like, take it, bitch, while I suck on this.
All right.
Where's my fidget spinner at?
God
Moose
damn
and
it.
Squirrel. Is that like Rocky and Bullwinkle?
I think so. But you know what? That's not a moose and a squirrel.
No.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Are all these just kids raping dogs?
I don't know. And like, why is this dog not eating the baby? I mean, that would be way cooler, right?
How does this jump from Classhole?
I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun to try to.
I don't know. I'm
You know
just
what?
gonna
Baby
roll with
ears
it.
are too fucking big too. So
I should
fuck
probably, full disclosure, I forgot once again that we were recording and I'm slightly tipsy right now.
Oh, I'm already
that. Dude,
there, bro.
that's
So I
good.
should just, yeah. I might be more obnoxious than usual.
If I wasn't on like pills for fucking the pinched nerve in my back, I'd probably be on weed. So, because it's my night off, so I might as well
Pills.
fucking smoke some weed.
We totally condone the action of drinking
God
alcohol
damn it,
and
dude.
smoking
You
weed.
fucking, I hate you, Stabby, because you're just like, Here, I'll just go down to the weed store.
Well, those don't open until next week for the public.
Fucking
You
killing
don't have to have a medical card right now.
Well,
You can own it. You can just have it. Like, if you just have weed, it's fine. It doesn't matter. You don't need a medical card to have it
fucking
anymore. Stores haven't started opening it. I believe they're going to start opening next month.
you go to the weed store in my town, you go to jail.
Yeah. Which is why you got to get the fuck out of there. And take this fucking baby with you. God damn it. That is a fake
All
baby.
right. That's not a real baby. That's a doll.
Photoshop baby. That's bullshit. They're trying to fucking cheat us.
Yeah, that's a doll.
Wrapped in flame paint.
I've had dolls that look more real than that, actually.
Does that
What the
dog
fuck?
look a whole lot like Yoda to you? It's like Yoda is just like, someday, Luke Skywalker, when you're a grown-up, you'll be all mine. You'll be alone.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's just so creepy. Fucking that dog is just so nasty.
What the fuck? All right.
You know what? You're a little girl. You're not a doctor, and you're never going to be a doctor.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
I'm not drunk enough for this either. I played doctor one time when I was a kid. I was never allowed over there again.
Yeah, I'm
But
pretty.
there was blood everywhere.
It's funny when I was
So there's
the girl I
pants
played
everywhere.
doctor with-
Why was there
my
pants?
doctor with was
Don't
probably
answer that.
like 4 or 5 years older than I was.
That was a good story, Stabby. You should tell it again
When I can actually hear you.
because I didn't hear it. Yeah.
When I was like in grade school, what, like, how old are you in like first or second grade, third grade?
I don't know.
Anyway, when I was in like somewhere
Little.
between first and third grade, there was a neighborhood girl I hang out with. We played some doctor, but she was like 4 or 5 years older than me.
Oh,
So I don't know if that's still doctor or
so
if
she's
that's
like
just
a rapist then.
Yeah, I'm fine.
We don't need no stinking cups.
You know what?
I'd love to see two.
Just had a
Wait,
drought.
one kid, one dog in a cup. Is that going to be the next YouTube video?
We just had a drought in Western Maine, and here these fuckers are just throwing water away.
Yeah, I know.
Insufferable cunts.
There's starving kids in Africa.
You could use that water, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of
Maybe the
adorable,
terrorists
but I
have a
still can't
point.
something
Look at our
maybe.
decadent lifestyle that just wastes resources.
Yeah, I
Those
mean,
people
that
should
dog
have
can
their
feed how
heads
many
cut off.
people?
Damn it!
That dog can feed how many people, and that baby gets to eat the whole dog all by itself?
Why would you put this dog's face that close to the baby?
That
Because,
dog
of
is
course, it's a dangerous animal and it's going to eat the baby. And they want to get rid of their kid.
So here we
the-
have a couple of
The jaw of that dog is easily larger than that baby's head.
yeah. Oh, I know it.
Like it's like a lion tamer sticking his head into the mouth of a lion type of thing. It's like, look what we can do. Chomp.
And now we go to adorable kids playing at the beach because fuck those kids.
Yeah.
You know what?
They're not even. Look at them. They're not even proper white kids.
Jesus, wow, you have a couple of break to racism. You are
You said we had to be.
never could have thought.
You said we had to be terrible. So I'm
You
doing my
You
part.
are
damn it.
absolutely reviving classhole.
You fell into my racism.
Oh, is that what we're
card.
doing? We're trying to like gather enough negative energy to summon classhole back to us.
I'm
No.
just checking the chat here.
I'm all over it,
week
bro.
in California, it's January 1st. It might be. You could totally be right. I've heard that it's going to start in June, but it could be not until the meeting next year.
Starting to do a clan meeting. That's.
It's that way.
Well, you know,
I have my hood on order right now. So
all Untitled Studios videos are, you know, like one step away from turning into a clan meeting if we're all honest about it.
2 degrees from Kevin Bacon. It's like-
Or
You know what? I just
Or-
realized we probably shouldn't show these photos.
or being racist.
Probably not.
But guys, remember, we're racist against all groups.
Yeah, I know. The fucking
That makes it
white
okay.
kids, little overprivileged little bastards.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
Taking away Mexico's ocean or something.
Breathing all the white man's air.
That's some more pictures of the same one. No, I think I have to switch because I think that's actually like photos you're supposed to buy the rights to where you use.
Yeah, get off of this. What are you doing? Trying to get us fucking disappeared by the government?
And here we see, a fucking lazy ass cat can easily be rolling around.
Anonymous assholes. That's our alter egos, anonymous assholes.
Look at all this dirt.
I like that.
How is this cat not cleaning all this fucking dirt? Earn your keep, you
It's
freeloading little bastard.
No, that's what you do is you strap him to a broom, a push broom pole,
Yeah.
and you just scoot his ass all over the floor.
Like assume the position, and then he rolls up like that,
And
and
he's
then you
clearly in
just scrub
position.
the floor with him.
And this little fucker
This guy was traumatized.
keeps smoking meth. No matter how many times we talk to him about it, he won't stop with the goddamn meth.
Good lord.
It's probably because he's a black cat.
Oh God!
That cat saw his village get destroyed or something.
He saw his
absolutely.
family. He saw his
Like,
family. Yeah. His village got
terrible
attacked.
happened
His
to
family
this
got
kid.
slaughtered. Oh my God! He's gonna be out for revenge in the next season.
Grab my knife and scratch my back.
Those are some peepers.
It looks like its mom fucked it out.
Jeepers creepers. Yeah.
It turns its head 360 degrees.
Owl cat.
And then clearly, this is after surgery. No cat has paws or a face that perfect. Clearly, it's had
It's had work done.
plastic
Been
surgery,
altered.
and that is not a healthy image for other cats.
It's a GMO cat.
Yeah, exactly. It's not at all.
BMOONG cat.
You know what? I think this cat just looks too fucking smug. I think it's better than me.
Smoke
He's
ass
perfect.
cat.
Papa perfect.
Fuck you, cat. Fuck you.
He's no, I can't do it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That
not-
cat's-
Not Spanish enough.
I love it.
Actually,
So,
that's from a fucking Catwoman in the old 50s Batman.
Oh,
I used to like say all the words after the people.
Batman 66?
So real quick, that traumatized
Adam
cat.
West.
The picture of the traumatized cat. That Thrax says that cat saw Nom, man. It's been through Nom.
Thrax. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, we gotta watch the chat. I keep forgetting.
I'm all over it. Don't worry.
We
about it.
love,
100%
we
think
love
so.
all the chatters.
Yeah, I'm loving this, man.
That's just an overgrown rat. Fuck that.
But it's adorable.
But it's
And
got that little butt wiggle that means it's ready to pounce.
so that's Satan cat.
Oh no, this cat is fine. This cat's perfect. This cat has the soul of class holes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Tiny and it looks evil. I feel like this is Mr. Classholes resurrected in cat form.
So did you have to pick the black one?
Well, he was our African friend. I mean,
A
Our
to-
Token
the
African
term is token.
buddy.
broken African. Yeah, he was ours. We owned him.
Oh God.
Good
Okay, I
lord.
was going that far.
Oh, lazy goddamn cat.
Yeah.
Sweet dreams.
I swear to God, like it could be like grooming that fur of whatever it's laying on.
This is clearly a cat doing yoga.
Oh, because
Someone said, "Hey, that's my favorite sleeping position."
Yeah, because you're
wanna
not
meet
going to
that
be in a
person.
position like that unless you're going to try to put your own ass inside your own head.
Yeah, if you're going to Pornhub
And
to look up
yes, your
fidget
ass
spinner
going in
porn,
your head.
you might see that position.
Fidget
I don't know where that fucker's eyes are. What a creepy.
This one doesn't have a title. It's got a fucking life story.
Yeah, I know.
We found him crying all out in the grass. Blah.
It's just a cat, man. Hold on, relax.
They removed all the ticks and fleas. God bless you. You saved the cat. Well, who the fuck do you think put the cat in that position in the first place, motherfucker?
Excellent rat.
Yeah, really. With God.
What you doing, human?
See, you know what? This
Taking
cat
it
was just
pictures
trying
of
to
you
suck
with my
itself.
advanced technology, stupid ass. What are you doing? Rolling around on the ground like a fucking idiot?
Mike seems to be getting into it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one, so I went for it. Ball of kitten.
You know
Ooh, we should get a giant yarn to play with it.
So you roll the ball of yarn and then you throw the cat
A living piece of yarn, yeah, and you throw the cat to it.
and see if it rolls.
You tie a little harness with the yarn, and then you just swing the cat around in the harness.
I apologize tonight, folks. We're not doing that good.
I don't know if this is what I was thinking with this one now.
Oh, look at that cute guy.
Robin
What
Williams.
is that? Those
That's
ugly hairless ones?
Oh, it looks like somebody's dead. Oh wait,
Oh,
Yeah, me.
fuck, man. Woo, God.
Looks like I'm dead.
Jesus.
look at this is even better. When he was in the city, he was in this person's city filming a movie on his day off. He randomly showed up at a children's hospital and did the whole Patch Adams thing. You know, I actually worked with a lady who, for her second job, she was security at the local place where anybody who's doing a show, like anybody who comes through the town I live in, who's doing a show of any kind, music, comedy, whatever, it all goes to that place because it's the only place big enough. And she actually got to walk Robin Williams back to his car, and she said he was the nicest person she'd ever walked to their car. Like most of the people who show up, even like the shitty, like not really
And then he
celebrities,
raped her, you know.
wouldn't even like give her the time of day. Like he's one of the few people that actually was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. My name's Robin," and actually talked with her the whole time.
Meanwhile, he's silently suffering on the inside the whole time.
Yeah, I know. That's why he's dead.
Yeah. Brought that down quick, didn't I?
Yeah, it's like, here, let's just, I'm going to settle
Brought
this.
that down faster than a hanging dead body.
Stab,
I think
stab,
that's
stab.
actually, I'm not at all surprised. Is anybody surprised that Daniel Radcliffe is actually just a nice guy? Mr.
He
Harry
seemed
Potter.
like a pretty,
Yeah,
he
because
seemed
it's
like a pretty nice guy. I mean, like,
but
he
everyone seems like a nice guy until it's like he was throwing phones at people. You know,
Well, but I mean, he's like the one person, one of the few people I've seen who've gone through like the being a child celebrity, who really hasn't gone through like the crazy drug.
oh
thing.
yeah,
Like he just went and did like weird naked theater,
that's
which
fine.
like you have to choose, like going out and doing a whole bunch of drugs and doing all sorts of stupid shit, and blowing all your money, or going out and just being naked on stage for weird reasons.
And doing
this-
drugs.
Yeah, naked seems a whole lot like a better choice in the long run.
I mean,
Because
all you
also,
have to
then a lot of
do-
women know what your dick looks like, so they're interested. They know exactly what they're waiting in for.
And I'm sure there's plenty of people who are like, go to this
Like-
show, you can see Daniel Radcliffe's dick, and then that is probably enough for a lot of people.
It's not
Later
too
on down
big
the road.
and not too small. It's just right. It's like Goldilocks.
You get to see what his Patronus is. How much of a stag he actually is.
That was a very good penis joke.
I wonder if he says that when
Yes.
it comes. That would be hella funny, though. It's Patron.
There's at least one of them out of that entire movie that probably does.
Oh,
There
God,
has
put
to
your
be.
mouth back on the head of my wand.
I mean, they got to get. It would be very easy to get laid being Harry Potter. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like, I imagine you can get away with pretty much saying anything you want.
You just walk up, pointed her crotch, and be like, "Aloha Mora." Sorry, that was so bad.
You can grab them right in the pussy, from what I understand.
World's worst pickup lines.
That would. Are you telling me you don't think that would be a good icebreaker line? I think you'd probably do fairly well with that as an icebreaker.
I think
You mean a puss breaker?
All right, and for the last, we have two. I'm going to do two more of these. I thought this
Okay.
was kind of cool. Drew Carey promised he'd be back in 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes later, he showed back up, took the photos, did the autographs, made some jokes with the people, and hung out for a few minutes. Like, is that not awesome?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
not a dick.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
most
you didn't say,
celebrities be like, "I'll be back in 10 minutes," and just never show up again.
They're like,
Just,
yeah,
who
bye.
fucking cares?
the world's longest 10 minutes. Yeah.
I thought this was interesting here because it starts off fucked up, but ends up going back to like a good place. In 2005, this dude met one of the guys from Green Day, Trey Cool. I don't know who that is because I don't like Green Day.
Yeah, for people who don't know what Green Day is, that's a band from the Mesozoic era.
Oh, they're punk. They're totally a punk band, not just like shitty pop music, bro. They're
Oh,
totally
okay.
punk. But basically, like the guy had a stutter when he met him, and the Green Day guy, the band member, like mocked him and just fucking laughed in his face and shit and walked off. And then in 2014, this dude actually sees the guy again at a freaking bowling alley. Goes up and says, and he screws up his courage. He goes over and he's like, "Hey, you know me from like 10 years ago? When I had bad stutter, you mocked me for it. Check it out, no stutter now." And apparently the guy actually apologized and said, like, "Yeah, I was a real piece of shit back then." And then
okay. At least he admitted it.
Times and gave him like I don't know what a AAA pass for the gig is, but I assume that's like backstage pass and all that shit.
Yeah.
So you got to say, I
it's
gotta
like
say,
I'm not an asshole.
Hey, 9 years later, the dude turned into like not quite as much of a dick. Like, you got to give him credit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I condone becoming a better person.
One for celebrities, especially. That's usually not.
Yeah, if only more celebrities would take that trajectory instead of the other.
Yeah, when they just slowly go into like eventual madness.
Yeah.
But that's always fun and makes
you got that. You have that level of power, and no one around you is willing to tell you no about anything, so you have no bounds.
If you need me to hang out with them, I'll tell them no constantly. Sometimes just because.
Oh yeah, the chat.
Oh yeah.
We stopped at Cumisticus.
Let's see. There's some cat rape jokes.
Yeah, we don't condone the use of cats as sex objects. That's why we're telling people that it's wrong.
But throwing cats because you think they're yarn balls—that's perfectly okay.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you're not literally throwing cats, obviously, but Oh, damn it!
The end. Hey, Stabby's gone now.
Oh,
he's
died.
back.
I'm trying to get better at it, but I keep missing it, and I keep accidentally like forgetting to mute myself before I cough or something.
Ah.
It's called blocking your mic.
God damn. I can't put this fucking thing down.
Okay, so I can't play the video because I don't know if we'll get a strike and I don't know how to make sound come through. But this was really funny. So there was this big fucking study that came up not long ago where like the weird, like the weird crazy feminist stuff that comes out every once in a while.
Wow, that's crazy.
Feminists?
They were saying like that breastfeeding is not natural.
Of course not.
And that it's wrong to call it natural because it shames women.
Breastfeeding isn't natural. What? When in nature has any animal ever breastfed before? It's ridiculous.
No. I know it's really funny though. That shit was hilarious. And like the guy on the thing was like, no, look, I get that you're saying that it's a shame when women can't breastfeed and they shouldn't feel bad about using formula in that case, but that has nothing to do with whether it's natural. Like,
and natural doesn't mean good or bad necessarily.
Yeah, it means nature. This is what occurs in nature on its own.
Yeah, natural can be really fucking bad. Like poison, completely natural sometimes.
Oh yeah,
very deadly.
Sometimes nature just fucks you.
Yeah.
There's some cancer treatments that just fucking eat the flesh away. That people think are really cancer. They're not really cancer treatments, but they're homeopathic stuff that legitimately just eat the flesh away from you. And people think they're like some sort of cancer treatment. And when you're desperate and you have cancer, you'll fucking do anything. And they do that.
The magic water work, please.
Which is bad enough. Like they'll literally like fucking end up with like giant fucking holes in their arms and chest and shit like this.
Yeah, they get like some sort of flesh-eating bacteria.
That's not the worst thing. The worst is when they do it on fucking their pets, like their dogs and their cats. Oh, or children, or children. I haven't seen it on children much because I think the children get taken away. Your kid shows up at school with a fucking hole in his arm. They're gonna be like, something is amiss.
Yeah, every once in a while I hear about the crazy religious people that kill their kid.
Yeah,
usually they get taken away. I hope.
But in this case, it's more commonly used on like cats and dogs with tumors, and they'll do it instead of giving the cat or dog like surgery or like cancer treatment or putting it down. So essentially, they're just torturing their dog or cat horribly throughout an incredibly painful illness. It's like, oh, you're in horrible agonizing pain. By all means, let me torture you further. I forget what it's called, but it's some real vicious stuff they put on there. It's like the extract from some sort of weird.
And then if you ask them about it, they're like, "It's not a tumor."
Yeah.
So I have in the chat that they should probably go take a natural dose of arsenic. What is a natural dose? What would you consider a normal dose of arsenic?
Enough to kill your ass. I'm guessing that has something to do with it.
Start with 1 drop and increase the dose by 1 drop every time you take it until you drop. Sorry.
Shot till you drop.
Do you stop till you can't get enough?
Yeah.
Don't stop till you get enough.
Come on.
That was kind of weird because my son discovered Michael Jackson the other day, and that song has been playing nonstop.
Aren't you glad Michael Jackson can't discover your son?
Yes.
Thank God that dude's not out in the world anymore.
Oh, but he actually was pretty good at music.
Yeah.
I mean, like, right.
I think he's,
he just
lock his ass up
every now and again, and he came out with some great albums.
Yeah, well, you can still lock his ass up and keep your kids
Kid
away
rape
from him, but
is great at inspiring music. Apparently,
the Child Studios does not condone child.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore. Not until after that one time.
Yeah, after that girl I played doctor. Anymore. We used to take off our shirts and roll around under her bed and shit. It was I think I wasn't aware of exactly what was going on, but I think somebody else might have been.
You didn't stop till you got enough.
No. It didn't really do anything for me.
I always thought that song sounded a bit rapey, doesn't it?
It does really. It really
a little bit.
Does.
Yeah. Especially with the allegations.
Oh yeah.
Certain unnamed allegations.
Have some Jesus juice.
Some Jesus juice.
All right, kids. Why don't you have some Jesus juice with Uncle Michael?
Good Lord.
Yeah, Uncle Michael. Yeah.
Yay.
You're gonna have a fun time.
What was it when that dummy from
No blanket, no.
What was the show the Olsen twins were on?
Full House.
Full House, yeah. The guy who was the dad on that.
Oh, Saget?
His name is. Yeah, he decided he wanted to just ruin his whole image and just be the nastiest, dirtiest comedian in the world. And so he kept making all these jokes about giving the fucking Olsen twins dosed chocolate milk and shit.
Nice.
And it wasn't really funny. It just came off as kind of gross and disturbing.
Yeah, it belonged more on our channel than wherever he said it, probably.
Because we're a classy.
I don't know, man. I think we might actually be a little more tasteful than he was. It wasn't that the joke couldn't have been funny.
I think it wasn't that he wanted to ruin his or get rid of that image later. It was he didn't have that image at first, and then that show gave him the goody image, right. And then he was like, "No, take it away. I'm being typecast."
Yeah, no, you're probably right.
And then
it just, I don't know, man.
Whatever success you have, I'm tired of these fucking celebrities that are like, "Oh, I can't stand, the 30 to 40 year success of this movie that I made when I was younger," and it's I'm so tired of being famous for it. And it's shut up. Most people don't get anything like that. Be grateful for what you have.
Well, and then there's some people who had it and are fine with it, but just choose to move on without making a big deal out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you, don't make all the fans of that original thing feel like assholes because they enjoyed it.
The kid from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, he went on and he's a vet now, a really successful
Oh, yeah, he was
vet.
just yeah, I'm done with acting now.
Yeah, and he has he's not oh, I wish I'd never done that. People, he's oh yeah, it was really fun when I did it. It was really cool, and I had the money to do education, so I became a vet. And I'm really happy with that. You're oh, somebody with a little appreciation for the nice things that happen in their life.
I really want him to have the chocolate factory now. It's you deserve it.
Wouldn't it have been funny if he became a dentist though? The kid who was in Charlie and Chocolate Factory and he becomes a dentist.
That would be pretty funny if he became a dentist.
He's like, that movie made me realize the folly of wanton chocolate devouring. Never again.
I must put
Well,
it into it.
the spoiled girl went on to become an actress in a lot of things. Like she was in the sequel, the second, I think it was.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Or
Okay.
like Veruza Falk or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what her real
Veruza
name
Balk.
is. It might be Veruza. But
Yeah.
even she was in a bunch of like lame movies, and then she was also in The Craft, which was kind of a cult hit.
That fuck, you know,
And
Wizard
then
of Oz 2. Wizard of Oz 2 is such a fucking head trip compared
you
to
read
the original.
books?
Like, it's insane
Have you
what
read the
happens in
books?
that movie.
No.
Oh, yeah, the books are... The
That's the
second
thing,
one
that
is
movie-
more in line with the books than the first one. Definitely.
Yeah, well, I mean, the second movie is calm and relaxed compared to where the books end up going. Like, the books end up getting way weirder.
Yeah, but you look at the first movie and it's like this nice classical movie with bright colors and singing. And then you go from that to the second movie where there's like ladies without heads and moose couches and wheeler people and all this crazy shit. And it's like, you've officially entered crazy town at that point.
The Gnome King with like an egg.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
Love that movie.
So it's more along the lines of what happens when you're on drugs and you try to write a movie.
Oh, Return to Oz is one of the best movies ever. It's so fun.
It's fun because of its insanity sometimes.
Yeah, it's just insane. It's a terribly made movie, and it's hilariously fun. It's awesome.
Yeah. And it's a sequel that was made like 50 years later.
Yeah.
Where Dorothy looks nothing like she used to. She's younger than she was in the original, made by a different company altogether.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, and also,
Welcome to Movie Talk.
You guys know this about the books that those were all based off of, all the Oz books.
Those are insane.
The dude literally sat down and was like, I want to write children's books. So he just tried to make up kids' stories. And that's what you get.
I mean, that's what people do.
I mean, it was very calculated. He was like, there aren't enough children's stories. I'm going to make children's stories. And then so he wrote them, tried to market them and sell them.
Well, yeah, because the children's stories back then were like Grimm's fairy tales. And it's like, you think of the fairy tales and it's like, oh, these are those happy stories. It's like, no, not the original ones. Those were horrible, terrible stories meant to like frighten children into behaving, you know. These were not happy stories.
Or in some cases ended like not dying by doing stupid shit.
Oh yeah, no,
like,
certainly.
Don't go into the woods. The witch will
frighten the shit out of them into behaving well so that you don't get eaten by the wolf or whatever, you know.
Yeah, if they don't go into the woods, the bear, the wolf, the fox, whatever won't eat them. It doesn't matter if they think it's a witch.
But you could just tell them like, hey, fucking wolves, watch out for those.
Well, kids get to a certain age and then they start to think like, there's like a certain age that kids get to when they're like, yeah, fuck you, man. I know better.
Yeah, but then they're just going to say they know better about the witch, too.
True, it could be.
Like, you know, kids are fucking dumb.
I suppose it's better that they have like an idea of what's really out there. So, like, they take a bow and arrow or something, or like a spear. Well,
you're discounting the fact that I think some of the adults actually thought the witch was out there, too. Like, so, you know, there was witch hunts for a while.
You telling me that there aren't witches living in the woods?
Well, you know, are we back to SJWs or what?
No, I'm just thinking. I think
we're
just talking about
gender, sir.
I think he's just talking about actual witches just hanging out in the woods.
Yeah, you know, the witches of the modern era.
Oh, fucking wasn't there? Yeah, just a bunch of fucking really angry.
You know, women that should be drowned, but we don't do that anymore.
Really angry feminist hippies living in the woods. They don't kill you; they just yell at you a lot until you go away.
Which the witches of old were like that creepy old lady that lived in the woods that no one liked.
But that everybody went to get like fucking medicine because she knew which mushrooms made you like not sick anymore.
Well, yeah, that's the witchery.
Yeah.
That's why she must be killed now.
Kill the one that knows the medication. How did we get the Dark Ages again? I don't know. I don't know how that happened.
Kill the knowledge.
Oh, we killed all the people who know how to use medicine? Yeah, that might have had a bit to do with, die out of like 2/3 of the world's population. I can't be sure, though. That's what they're gonna do now. They're gonna be like, "You're not really a doctor. You're too white." And be like, "Wait, stop, dude. Wait a minute. He knows how to cure cancer. What's wrong with you?" Nah, he didn't understand. He's oppressing me.
It's the white man's medicine.
Yeah.
It's evil Western science. We need an African science, the real science.
African science.
I'm trying to think of that guy, Gazi Koto. Mahalo or something, or Mahalo or Dahulu or something.
Because he's had
Catchphrase. I can't remember what the catchphrase is, but he's like the most racist dude on the internet. Fucking
Nice.
hates white people so much.
Shout out to that guy being the racist fuck on the internet.
Dude, he like half of his videos are just coming up with like nasty things to call white people. It's not even. It's like he's not even trying. He's just those pasty fucking melanin starved fucking troll people.
Those are pretty good.
It's like why white people deserve
Melanin
to die is the
starved.
title of the video, but nobody's like, that might be too far. Uhuru, yeah, there we go.
Uhuru. Now, is that the lady from Star Trek, or is that the metal that Thor's hammer's made out of?
It's probably all three. But that's the catchphrase. He always like starts his videos with Uhuru, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Highly recommend watching Gazi Kodzo. Fucking hilarious.
Let's watch it now.
I'm mad at him too, and I don't even understand why. He's so
Yeah, why
absurd.
the hell are you watching us? Go click on his stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone gets.
Well, it's like
Yeah,
everybody's
everyone
so
leaves.
mad at like what was her name? Anita Sarkeesian? And like I always used to watch her videos and just laugh. I mean, they were just so absurd. Like the stuff on Legos were like maybe the funniest stuff. I don't know if you ever like the sexist Legos and shit.
Yeah.
Like the fucking person
When you're making inanimate objects sexist.
it was funny. It was like a 3-video series, man. There were 3 videos like devoted to Legos being sexist.
Because that's the real problem.
And the funny
Legos,
thing
damn it.
is- Well, the funny thing was then she got mad because at one point Legos did try to like get into like the girls' toys market. Like they've always been unisex. They're never really like boys or girls' toys.
Yeah.
But there it is a fair point to say like most of their marketing and stuff is probably towards young men,
Yeah, I can see that.
action figures and stuff. But they started putting out like girl stuff, like they make like dolls and little
Bright
houses
pink.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Pink toned and stuff that girls might enjoy more, where they get to do a little more role play type play with the toys when they're done building it. And people got mad at them again, and it was like, what the fuck do you want?
Well, yeah,
You know?
because if you ignore a demographic, then you're an asshole. And if you specifically try to cater to that demographic, then you're also an asshole.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't win either way, really. So it's just
Well, I
like,
think they expected Lego to somehow make little girls want to play with the toys that little girls didn't want to play with already.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like they couldn't make ones that actually cater to little
Well,
girls. That was wrong.
And the problem is the business is run using actual facts and mathematics. And they're like, looking at the math, we're not going to make money from this. So it's real easy to stand back and be like, as a society, I really think Lego should do this or that with their business. And this is how it should be run. And it's like, yeah, but running it like that would probably just make it fail. And then you wouldn't have Legos at all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's like, it's nice to have your little fantasy life where the world's perfect. But, Lego has to deal with the reality of stuff. And if they come out with a girls' line of toys and they don't sell,
Oh, man.
then the market's not there. They can't force the market to be there. That's something you can only do in the fantasy mind of an SJW is imagine an entire market into being.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. No, we'll just force it. You can just make girls like that.
Push it.
But that's like every economics argument. If you've ever heard people on YouTube like debating economics, and I'm not going to get into which system I like or don't like because that doesn't fucking matter. Who gives a shit? I'm an economist, so who gives a fuck about my opinion, right? But they always
I
argue.
do.
like their economic system in a perfect world. So if somebody's like,
Yeah.
communism,
Yeah, every
so is
economic
communism
system-
in the perfect world.
Every economic system will work in a perfect world where everyone's
Yeah.
going to follow the rules of that system.
And then if somebody's arguing against them with capitalism, it's like capitalism in a perfect world. And it's like, look, dude, you guys, can we acknowledge that there are problems with all of them? Like,
Yeah, and that we're never
isn't
going
that
to
what we're
live
having
in
an
the
issue with right
perfect
now?
world.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. That and the people that can't separate socialism from communism. Like, I understand that there
Or
have been
people
a
that
number
don't
of
fucking
times.
care, or the people that get hung up on the word social or
Yeah. Well, but the
communist,
thing
and
that
it's like
gets me
not
is,
taking into account their actual position.
yeah. Well, and I get a lot of time. I get that there's been a number of times in history where people have called communism socialism.
Ah,
But what they were really doing was communism, but they called it socialism because that's propaganda. You market with whatever you think is going to sell it.
yeah.
You know, the National Socialist Workers Party,
Yeah.
or the Nazis.
So they gave it a bad name, is what you're saying.
Well, they were saying, "Oh, we're socialists. We're going to bring socialism," but what they really brought in was communism. They didn't really bring in socialism.
Like feminists.
Yeah. It's just, I also thought that's one of the point you were making was almost the same thing as that's always bothered me about economics.
Yeah. Yeah, people suck.
Original Greek democracy was best. I can write in the chat. It says original Greek democracy was actually best
Greek
because it rotated
democracy was
people to
actually
prevent the settling in of corruption. But eventually they did corrupt it, though, didn't they? Like, people found ways to avoid being rotated out so that they could keep the power and continue to and then begin to abuse the position.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a way of gaming the system. It's just, are the people aware of it and willing to do something to stop that? And unfortunately, it seems like no. People are just willing to accept that, well, this is the establishment now, and it just has to be this way.
Do you guys know Terry Pratchett, the writer? He writes books. Terry Pratchett.
Yeah, I've heard of.
I am so far from a Ravenclaw, it's not even funny. Harry Potter. Yeah.
Terry Pratchett had a great system in one of his books, I thought. It was on the continent triple X, and that's XXXX, or 4X, XXXXX, or something like that.
Oh, wow.
But the way it worked was,
That's even
whenever
sexier.
somebody was voted into office, they were immediately put in prison and did their job from prison.
Okay, well.
Because you just assume they're all going to be corrupt.
Like,
so
well, yeah, they're criminals.
They're shipped. They're already in prison. You don't have to do anything. You just vote in the next guy. I thought that was perfect. That'd be exactly what we need. You know, it's like, look, we're just going to assume that you're all a bunch of criminals anyway. So you're just going to be doing jail time after your time in office.
If you've managed to get yourself into the position of a president, for example, then we know you're corrupt as hell. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here right now.
Absolutely.
So it's time to just be put in jail immediately. Let's hope you don't get reelected in 4 years so you can get out earlier.
And you're gonna become the president, and you're gonna.
All right. You're not going to be old enough in 2020 to run for president, right? You won't be 35.
Oh no. I'll be.
Dude,
2020, I'm gonna be like early 30s. I'll be close. I'll be real close.
What about you, Mike? Will you be 35 by 2020? You're not already there yet.
Maybe.
With an Untitled Studios cabinet.
Yeah,
I'm thinking,
I will be, just barely.
You and me, we could run for president. One of us will be president, the other vice president, man.
Dude. All right.
We should absolutely do this.
We're gonna have to have a pre-election to determine who's gonna be president.
Engelhardt, you're the only person here in the chat who votes for vote for either me or for Mike.
Oh,
it's,
dear God.
It's after we get hundreds of subscribers, though.
Abby or Mike. Well, let's start here.
No. We're having this decided through other means of popularity. So
type your choice, Engelhardt, in the chat, because then you won't be We won't know it was you.
We should use the electoral college so that the one with the most votes
Doesn't
loses.
win. Everybody gets so mad about that, but I absolutely support the electoral college. I think that it's a great check on the tyranny of the majority.
So I love how
I
every
hate that.
single thing.
Why would,
that
hold on,
somebody-
wait. Why would the majority need to be in check for an election?
Well, no, I
The
mean,
whole-
if you think about it, so
The
like,
entire point of an election is
Here
that
we
we've
go.
agreed that we're going to decide this by the majority.
fucking bulldozing straight into this. Oh fuck!
nobody's voting. Nobody's voting in the chat. They're like, nobody. You guys are
Well,
crazy.
I can understand not wanting the majority
Nope.
to always have tyranny over the minority.
Yeah, and then
But
and
the whole
essentially it's a
purpose-
way to prevent New York.
No, listen.
and
The whole
California from
purpose
choosing
of an
them.
election is to decide the majority versus the minority.
No, not for the president, because you also have to count in that there are
Yes,
50 states.
that's the entire point of it.
but we're not a direct democracy.
We've already decided we're going
Back to the
to
Republic.
decide this by majority. Therefore, we're going to hold an election.
That's never how we've done it for a president. Like, the reason we did that was so that we didn't get like whatever state has the most people dictates over all the other states who the president is.
Yeah, that's
So like, we don't want California.
But it's not
and New York
divided by
deciding every
states.
election.
Every person would get an equal vote.
Yes, and there's so many more people in like California or on the coastlines, essentially, where it's almost overwhelmingly one
the
side
places,
than the other.
yes, Stabby. The places with more people will get more votes because there's more people
but then-
to
well,
vote.
no, most of them are here. Hold on. Okay,
Like, of course,
Go ahead,
that's how
Shut
majority works.
shut each other's faces. So what Stabby's meaning is that everyone gets a vote, but most of the coastal areas are Democratic. Democrats.
Okay.
So
So the
you're gonna-
majority
you're
is
gonna-
Democrat. I can't help what the majority is. What if the
It's
majority was Republican on the coast?
Then you wouldn't want it to win all the time either.
No, yes, I would. I would want the majority to win all the time because
So-
we've decided that's how we want to decide this by a vote.
you'll
If you-
have other Republicans.
If you
who
wanted
go
to have
with
other
us.
rules to decide it, why would you need to vote at all?
Because that's not how we never decided that we were going to have it run by vote. That's why we have.
Yes,
an
we
electoral
did.
college.
That's why we have a vote.
Everything we do is you vote for a representative, and then that representative is the one who does the actual governing.
Yeah, but I expect to have my vote count
You're
just
still-
as much
you're
as
still
other
voting that
people's.
guy in.
But it does on a state level. Like your
Yeah, but
state-
it doesn't on a national level when it really counts.
I love here we
Like
go.
the whole see, this is my thing.
You guys,
The
you
whole
guys need your own video.
the whole purpose of voting is to decide who is the majority. Like, can we all agree that's the only reason you would have a vote?
absolutely not.
Okay. So you want to vote to figure out what then?
You vote to have everybody have their voice heard.
To find out how many people want a certain thing, right?
But you
How many
can't.
people want this? How many people want that? Right?
But it's not saying that you're not heard because it's at a remove. Like, if you're putting a step in it, that's like saying Congress shouldn't have the right to make rules or laws.
I don't know where that came from.
Well, okay, so you
That's
vote
got
for your
nothing to do with the
congressperson for your
conversation.
state, right?
The whole
Yeah.
purpose of voting is to find out how many people want one thing versus another thing, right?
I'm trying to go state versus the whole country here. So I'm trying to
It
explain.
doesn't
is why
matter
it's
to
that
me,
way.
though. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
if the whole reason for it doesn't matter, then yeah, we probably just move on, because I mean that's the whole purpose of it.
yeah. There's the separation. There is the separation between state power and federal, because
Yeah, because we're like 50 countries
But
living together.
what's the purpose of voting if we're not going to pay attention to the results?
it's
Like, I don't understand.
no, it's trying to give people who are, because everyone's going to have like a certain reason that they live in a certain state. Obviously, more Midwestern states, they're going to have less people, but they're going to be equally as important because they probably bring more food crop for a lot of the nation, or bring money into the country by selling our shit. So, but they don't want to give those people less voice just because they ended up being in a more scarce area. Unlike people like on coastal areas.
So you set up a system that gives them less voice depending on the area they live in.
Well, no, that's the case of if everyone got a vote, because like if every single person, we got rid of the electoral college, and just like your vote it's all majority. It's like, well, the minority is going to be. Actually, you'd think that the minority would.
And guess what? The minority of the electoral college is always going to lose too. Like, so what? Yeah, the
really,
minority
it's all
is
just fucked up. And you need to gun it anyway.
because that's the purpose of a vote, to determine a minority versus a majority.
Okay, I'm gonna like. I'm gonna pump the brakes. I'm just gonna pump the brakes on this entire fucking
we're never
thing.
going to agree on what the purpose of voting is, which is ridiculous.
I think we need to move on.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got to read this comment from Akinara on the chat though. Hold on, guys.
Because I'm gonna be that middle ground person where it's just like, okay, let's just sever this limb while we still can.
It doesn't
move on
make
before
sense.
everybody gets all upset.
Crazy.
No, Akinara, hold on, let me read the comment. Fucking, I will mute you both. This was fucking funny, and our audience member actually said it. And I thought, like, yeah, let's share it. So, Akinara, I seriously love how you say that America is great, and then for 30 minutes you talk about how fucking stupid your government system is. It's like, you got to admit, that's pretty fucking good.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I don't think America is great, though. America kind of sucks. Let's all be honest. Like, we used to be on top of the world. Not so
much. We're still
much.
better than like 90% of the countries, though. You got to, I mean, at least.
Yeah,
90%.
but let's not pretend we're the best like all Americans pretend we are. Like we're worse than a lot of third world countries when it comes to education. Even
are we worse than third world countries?
Yeah.
In education. Which one beats us though?
Fact check.
No, I'm
pretty bad.
With that, I'll be honest.
Okay, well, we can fact check it.
I mean, I'm not saying I'd be surprised. I'm just I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no.
I could see us being worse than like infant mortality or something like that.
No, we're pretty bad.
Antarctica.
We've got some of the worst education ever, especially considering how much money we spend.
Yeah, I think isn't Antarctica like basically sliced up into like pieces that each different country owns, but mainly just the big countries. Like the little countries don't really get a piece of that pie because we're like, look, you don't have any soldiers, so Antarctica really isn't yours now, is it? Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. It's like Russia, China, and the UK and Germany and all that. We all have like our own little slices of it. But
yeah, I don't know the rules on Antarctica.
More people in Europe know more about your history. Probably. I've seen those videos.
Yeah, I imagine so.
I imagine we probably know more about our history than a lot of people in Europe, but we're probably not the rule.
So the funny thing is you know it's bad about how many people actually understand American history when we literally have a game show called "Are You Smarter Than a Third Grade?"
Oh yeah.
And people don't
about that
because if they would probably do poorly on basic shit, like even I'm guilty of being just terrible with math. It's like, how the hell are we going to understand American history? And this is obviously vague statements that I would like to back up more, but it's true in some instances where I don't think enough of us know what the hell's going on, or what we know our history well enough.
Pardon me. Sorry about that.
Oh, very classy.
I just thought I'd share this since you're talking about that show. Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I know you said third grader, but it's actually fifth grader.
Oh, well, whatever.
Well, he's a dumb American, so he got it wrong.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
If you're on T-shirt hell, you can buy yourself an "Are You Tighter Than a Fifth Grader" shirt if you look at the screenshot.
Oh, we're so classy. We make classy jokes, and we don't hate each other at all.
Nobody hates anybody, dude. Just because people argue doesn't mean there's hate, man.
Nothing but love.
People can argue. It's fine. Mommy and Daddy will stop fighting eventually.
Yeah. Why are Mommy and Daddy fighting?
We could get a divorce and end the show.
Oh, no.
No divorce.
Which one of us gets to keep Engelhardt and which gets to keep Glassholes? Wait.
No.
Can we just
Glasshole's dead.
And then, or is that...
We just cut Engel in half.
No! No. One
Oh,
person keeps
man.
me for 2 weeks, and then the other person keeps me for 2 weeks. This is how it works.
Yeah.
So I'll go visit you in the Midwest of Maine, and then
We'll have the Mike podcast and then the Stabby cast,
Oh God, that'd be so bad.
and then Engel will have to be on both of them.
Yeah.
Wait, I think there's one thing we can all agree on though. It's probably the corporation's fault.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a rotating fucking door of politicians and fucking asshole, company owners. It's like they're making all the deals behind them. It's
Like there's legitimately a group that corporations can join and pay money to write legislation for Congress.
Well, yeah, and then people are like, "Well, yeah, what's wrong with that? That's how we do it."
Yeah, I
And
mean,
it's like
you want to
there's
talk
a huge
about
problem
votes
with
not
that.
fucking
Don't you
mattering.
understand?
You want to talk about votes not mattering? Nobody voted for the corporation that wrote the law.
Yeah, my shit.
Okay, well,
They weren't
yeah.
even in the race.
I'll say this: the difference between a majority vote and national vote wouldn't matter as much if we didn't have so many stupid fucking people in America.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll just say that. Like, we can overcome that difference.
I think it's been like a slow decline of our educational system. I think it's been not necessarily like some horrible evil, what do you call it? Conspiracy theory. I think it's just been within the best interest of people to keep cutting money out of the educational system.
Oh, it's
and
just
keep dumbing it down.
Yeah, it's just people when you think you're on top, people don't necessarily tend to work as hard because it's like, well, we're already ahead of everyone else. We got to take it easy a little bit. Maybe we don't have to spend quite as much on education this year.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's that type of shit, but also
I'm sure that's part of it. But part of it's
I've
also
also
people...
talked to some of the fucking people in charge of my son's
I'm sorry.
of my son's school district. And let me just tell you right now, they're fucking stupid, arrogant idiots.
Yeah.
I called them stupid idiots. I used 2 words to describe their intelligence because I'm so concerned that they're the ones in charge of making my child smart. Because they're really dumb. Like, I had to get into an argument over science standards and every fucking thing else. And they don't care. Everyone's just cover their own ass.
Well, yeah, not only that, and the thing is, it's like they bow and cow before every like irate fucking mom who comes in and like, my daughter or my son felt bad because they didn't get an A on their test. And they got to fucking turn around and be like, well, we better change how the tests work because that's not okay. Instead of like, well, madam, your child is stupid. I'm sorry. You got a dumb one. You're going to have to make another if you want a smart one.
Meanwhile, my son gets berated for stating a scientific fact in science class.
Yeah.
Doesn't it turn into a funding thing?
Huh?
Like, doesn't it turn into a funding thing? That's also another reason why they like, oh, hey, some of our kids aren't passing their classes, so we need to dumb our shit down.
Oh, dude, they teach to the test like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess
like the whole purpose of it is to make sure they get a good score on the test so they can get a bigger budget. And then what do they do with the budget? They piss it away on a fucking $30,000 light up sign. Now I'm gonna bitch some more about my fucking school. They piss their money away on a $30,000 light up sign that they don't know how to work for the first 6 months. Then, when everyone gets pissed off and tries to sue them over it, they hire lawyers and spend even more money defending the fact that they wasted a bunch of money on the sign.
Oh, wow. You guys actually tried to sue the school district for wasting money?
Yeah, because the school's like, we don't have enough books and stuff. Hey, we got this fancy new light up sign out front. And we paid for it.
Well, and then what about sports programs? I remember when I was going to school. So the school I went to was like a brand new one. So when I first went to high school, there was only 2 grades. For anybody who's watching who's not United States, there's 4 grades in the U.S. for high school. It's usually freshman, sophomore, junior, senior.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah. And so when I started there was only freshmen and sophomores, so 9 and 10. And because it was brand new.
And no one can agree on middle school.
We're always having shortages of stuff and whatnot. but they could always get like the top of the line sports equipment. And like,
Okay.
I'm not in a state where sports is even big or matters.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in a state where like, you know, maybe a third of the people's parents who are on the sport teams might show up, but nobody else is going to show up to the high school game because nobody else gives a shit. Like in the Midwest, I could kind of understand where like
So
not only do like
they prioritize sports equipment over actual
academic
educational. Yeah. You know. Yeehaw.
Yeah, and like I'm sure like Englehart did a lot of high
Yeah.
school sports. Like you were baseball and stuff. I think in high school, I would assume.
Oh Lord, no! I didn't. I stopped baseball when I was like going into middle school. I did wrestling in middle school, and then I did badminton in high school.
So, Angle, can I ask you what it's like to gain interest in a sport that is at the same time dying out? Like, I feel like baseball's been on the decline for years, and that's pretty much when you got into it.
Not
No?
really, not at all. I don't see like any sort of huge decline into it.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Everyone I know hates baseball.
Yeah, well, you're like in the middle of the country where there's a lot of football fans. Like football is the thing, right?
Yeah, my country, my city just won the World Series, and still no one gives a crap about baseball. Like they gave it like 5 minutes.
I think it's because they've always been having to drive for something, and then eventually they won it, and they're like, "Oh, now that we have it, we don't have to worry about it anymore."
No, everyone's just hated the team for years, and then that one year they were like, "Yeah, they did great," and then they went back to hating them. But seriously, no, I think that there's been a huge decline in like baseball stadiums were not getting filled, and they were, you know,
No, they just rebuilt the one in my area.
Considering shutting teams down and stuff.
And and with the local one here, or one of them, is that it's almost been sold out like the entire time per last 5 years. Like it's been nothing but like just bumping. The other one, the other stadium across the way, is a little less popular, but still
the other guy.
Yeah, I'm still trying to be a little vague, but it's more, I guess still drives in a decent amount of people. It's just not as much. So
yeah, but
definitely.
like both those, I think over the last 10 years, I'd say both those stadiums have either been rebuilt or replaced at least twice.
No, just one of them. The other one still has been there since what, the 70s?
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about Oakland.
Okay.
West Main.
I went to that stadium when I was a little kid in Little League.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach knew somebody that was a training part of the training team for the Oakland A's at the time. I think they were still the Oakland A's at that time.
You still are.
I thought they were the Anaheim A's. Maybe that's the Anaheim Angels. I don't know. I don't do sports. I don't watch sports.
Don't do the whole sports thing.
I don't know the football team, right? Sorry, I don't know the football teams. I don't know how the hockey goals work.
I don't do sports ball, okay?
But when I was a little kid, everybody was in Little League, so I was in Little League. But we got trained by the training coaches for the Oakland A's.
Nice.
Like, they came out and worked with us for like an hour.
That's legit.
And they're like, these little shits.
On the actual field. That was the part that was cool. Like, who gives a shit about the coaches? Because when you're a little kid, who gives a fuck? But like on the actual field of the stadium.
Yeah, no, it's a good field. I had the chance to play on that field a couple of years back, like 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was through the league I playing now. You can get a group together, or if you had your team, you can get your team together and you can play somebody else. And play a game of baseball in the stadium, and you get the whole thing where name up in lights and kind of whole feel of being a pro, or pretty much playing in the majors. But it's just like, just being able to play. It was fun. It was super fun.
I'm discovering that there's a raging debate on whether or not baseball is dying.
See, I just
Is there
don't.
a debate? Honestly, I don't know. You could be right. I just know that it's
I really thought that it was like everyone just knew that that was a fact, that baseball was declining and that ticket sales were going to shit. And now
Maybe
it's like,
it just depends
now
on
I'm
what
starting
area
to
you're
question
in.
that. Yeah.
I mean, definitely certain teams with different markets could definitely.
Well, it wouldn't be in
Like-
my area because it was super popular for a while, but like, I just thought overall baseball was dying off. But now it's like, people have been saying that for 100 years, and it's like, well, maybe not.
For,
Like,
for
Like,
every,
I don't want to be the guy spreading around all the false information. Like, America has the worst education. Like,
Well,
this is just shit that I heard. I have not actually sat down and like studied any of this to make sure I'm correct. So I'll
Oh,
just throw that out there right now.
Oh
Trump
yeah,
is just
well,
like-
we're all idiots. Let's
Yeah.
let's be honest. None of us are experts on
This
anything.
is off the cuff. If I sat down and fucking, you know, looked into it, maybe I could come up with some better sort of answer.
just tape a little asterisk.
But now, but as of right now, it's just like these people say that it's dying, but these people say that it's not, and everyone's got fucking data to back up their story. And so then it's like, now we got to figure out which one's lying.
One of these things is not like the
Yeah,
other.
because it's like, you know, if there's two sets of data that are indicating opposite things about the same thing, it's like, all right, one of these is bullshit, or the, you know, there's something else going on here.
Yeah. Well, I know there was a period of time not that long ago when football was really going through a little bit of a decline, not in popularity, but in ticket sales.
Ticket sales. But
They were
see, that's the
blacking
thing, is a decline in ticket sales offset by like an increase in people watching on TV or
Well,
something?
no, they had blackouts, at least in my area. Not they would essentially, if not enough people bought tickets, they wouldn't televise it.
I see.
So essentially, it was really fucking. I thought it was kind of a dumb move. I just, you know, was like, that doesn't seem like it's engendered to like create goodwill and make people want to buy your ticket.
Well, yeah, my thought is that if maybe people aren't showing up, they're just tuning in more. Like they'd rather just watch it on TV or something. Then you got to make your money from the advertising or whatever to make up for it.
Yeah.
But if they're not broadcasting it on TV either, then,
Or lower your fucking ticket prices.
well,
yeah,
you know,
You know, if you're not selling any tickets and you have to lower your prices, it's better than not selling any tickets.
baseball isn't free, Stabby. You think they should just
Thought we were
give it
talking
away
about
for free?
football.
you gotta pay a
To
lot.
be fair, I thought we were talking about football.
Oh, okay. Baseball, football, whatever.
It
But
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
same thing.
They're both pretty expensive.
The thing
I
that's
just assumed some
declining-
ticket sales were better than no ticket sales.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it makes, and even if you're not selling enough tickets, what, taking it off the air, like, isn't that's just going to lose you more money, right? Like, I don't understand
I
taking
would
it off
think,
the
yeah.
air. Okay.
You're losing out on the advertisement sales, and you're losing goodwill.
Oh, no one cares about goodwill anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
No one needs
America.
goodwill. Come on. You mean
America runs on money, not goodwill.
runs on money?
Yeah.
Runs on
Money is the
We need to stop
lubrication
giving so much of it away
of America.
to
runs
everybody.
on beer money and goodwill. No,
In
not really.
my state, if you're an illegal immigrant, you can get welfare.
What?
If you're an illegal immigrant, you can get welfare in my state, and it's not the only state that does that.
Nice.
Is that not the most absurd thing you've ever heard in your life? Like, yeah,
So you can
the law to
illegally come into the country and be like, yeah, I'm not supposed to be here.
and then don't work
free
and
stuff
get
for it.
free money.
Yeah.
Like, are you out of your fucking mind? Oh man,
Yeah.
I think sanctuary cities, they need to put the people who are running those in jail. I know that's probably not the right answer, but it's just like,
See, I was gonna say put the giant asshole corporate douchebags that are sucking up all the money in jail.
hey, I agree with that too.
Then we can worry about the sanctuary people later.
I'm not worried about the people that are actually in the sanctuary cities. I understand why they're there, and we
Yeah.
can just send in ICE to round them up and deport them back to wherever they came from.
Lord.
But see, it may not be such of a burden to help people if if we
If
have
we didn't do so
have
much
enough
of the
money to
privilege.
go around, you know.
Oh, I just, like I don't want somebody whose initial entrance into my country is breaking the law, unless it's
No, I
from
get
somewhere
it.
like Cuba or whatever, where like literally they might be put to death for saying the wrong words. Like I can understand if it's like, all right, well, we're offering sanctuary in certain situations.
I feel like that comment comes from something that's still pretty ill-advised.
What do you mean?
Like saying like, oh well, Cuba's definitely that's that one place. It's like, how do we not know that a lot of people coming over is in that situation?
Oh,
It's
you're
outside
right.
of.
Like it might not be a good idea to take them from Cuba either.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying quite the opposite. It's like, well, we don't know.
It's like we don't know each
like-
situation.
Because you've changed my mind on offering sanctuary.
Ah.
Yeah, because I'm sure me saying anything's going to change your mind on sanctuary.
You know my opinion on sanctuary.
If you're not a hunchback, you don't get it.
Yeah, you get a big fucking hunch on your back and you swing on the bell, yelling it from the top of the Cathedral of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Oh god. I think
I'm sure that joke was going somewhere, but we never quite found out where.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, personally, the people that come in illegally and then commit more crimes absolutely have to be deported, in my opinion. Like if you come into the country illegally and then you go beat the hell out of somebody or you stab somebody or you fucking start stealing shit, we really don't need you here.
Okay, well, yeah. If you're committing violent crimes after illegally entering the country, I'm kind of okay with you going away because
And that's
otherwise we just put you in jail. Well,
And
why
that's
should we
problem with
put you in
sanctuary.
jail and take care of you when you come from somewhere else? So I can
Yeah.
understand that.
And that's
Yeah.
my problem with the sanctuary cities more than anything else is because not only do they protect people who just come in and work, they also protect the people who commit the crimes because it's like an ideological thing and not a realistic look at it. It's not really
Yeah.
humanitarian.
But
it's
we
just
don't wanna-
ideology.
We don't want to fall into the Trump thing where it's like they're only sending over their rapists and killers.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely.
Like we don't want to do that either. Okay.
I think if there were some sort of system that
It's all
would
those
require,
Mexicans, right?
I think that you could potentially offer some sort of amelioration for people who've been over here for a certain amount of time illegally, but we need to tighten up the borders first. But then you say like, all right, look, it's been fucking
To
10
build a
years
wall.
and you've been working a job and you haven't fucking broken the laws. You've been paying taxes, whatever. All right, we'll figure out you pay a small fine, you take some classes, and you can go through the naturalization process to
So we
become
can, like-
a legal citizen or something, and we'll forgive that you violated our border.
Yeah.
But we need to have more strict and more like controlled borders because you can't do that. You can't keep doing that forever. Like you can't do that. Like you can't bring that many people over on too much of a regular basis, or else you end up becoming like a third world country because there's just so many people and so few resources.
Welcome
yeah.
to the political podcast.
Yeah, if you squander your resources to the point where you're no longer able to help yourself or them, then they're back in the same situation anyway.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like you have to be careful about like where it goes. Like I can understand saying, look, where we're at now, it would be ridiculous to say if there. I think they said there's something like 30 million illegal immigrants. There's just no fucking way you're going to get 30 million people rounded up and sent out of your country again.
And here's
It
the
just wouldn't
problem with
work.
this. Here's the problem. I guarantee that me and Stabby and Engel have sat down and had more serious conversations about these topics than probably the people voting on the laws that enforce them. So it's like we can have all the discussions we want. The people in charge don't give a fuck, and people don't give enough of a shit to vote them out. It's so depressing.
Well, it's not that the people don't give enough of a shit to vote them out. It's that you can't. Because the other guy you have to vote for is just as bad.
Well, I mean, but see,
90% of the time.
We could vote for something that's not a Democrat or a Republican sometime.
I agree. I don't know why
no one will
don't
do
think that that's possible.
And even when Trump was trying to do it, he became a fucking Republican.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the funny thing about Trump. The really funny thing to me about Trump is that a lot of people don't realize
He was supposed to be the independent vote.
He's like an old school New York Democrat. If you listen to other stuff he talked about before he ran for office, like just random stuff that he used to talk about when he would talk about politics prior to him even considering running. He was a Democrat more than anything else. Like his views would be either Democrat or independent, but definitely leaned more left than Republican.
I mean, I always looked at him as like he's rich, white, racist, wants to set up the rules so that only rich people can win. Yeah, he's a perfect Republican, of course.
But that's not how he used to talk about stuff.
No,
that's
how I just viewed him. Like I never paid enough attention to him to ever care until all of a sudden it's like, yeah, it's possible he might be president, and it's like, what?
Yeah, really.
Like, whoa, we're living in fucking crazy town.
Yeah, but I honestly, then he registered as a Republican to run in the race because I think he realized, like, after seeing how Bernie got fucked, that there was no way
that
an independent was going to get on the ticket and have a real chance.
But see, that's the thing.
And he just went full bore into like all the Republican rhetoric, which I don't
think an independent is ever going to have a chance the first time.
No, we need to keep getting more and more people running independent.
Like, yeah, we got to make people understand that they got to support that independent over time, and then other people will be like, "Hey, look, that's a real thing. We could jump on board too."
Well, the thing is, if you can get an independent to run and win, you could potentially cause a power shift to the point where you wouldn't even have three parties. You would have way more. If suddenly
that'd be nice.
We'd have a choice, right? To win, you're going to have a lot more people putting a lot more money and backing and effort into other parties that aren't Republican or Democrat or independent.
And then it wouldn't be as much about their party, but more about their actual policy and how they, pulled it off, and if they pull it off.
I do see one thing I think needs to be changed more than anything else. No position should ever be a career. They should all have term limits. So Congress, sheriff, mayor, governor, none of it should have. You should never be able to be in any of those positions for more than 2 terms in a row.
And now we've gone full circle and talked about this again, like last week.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, but I mean, it comes back to it because
it is a natural way to just like stop the train, like a train that has a bad train that has too much momentum behind it.
Oh man, I think it was Marco Rubio was actually pushing for that for a while. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's still in Congress. He didn't get the vote, so he didn't.
I think the Greeks would just appoint people into positions.
Yeah, it was done by
whether they liked it or not, and they found that the people that didn't want the power handled it better, but the people that wanted to be politicians and sought the power were far more likely to abuse it. And we have a system right now where it's like if you're not seeking out that power, you're not going to get it.
I want the power. I have lists.
I know. I'm scared of them.
Yeah, that terrifies me.
Put me in charge, and the streets will run red with blood.
You mean paint?
Well, okay.
Sure. Call it paint.
I guess Just Wasting Time got 100 views.
Just Wasting Time got 100 views?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, man.
That's where we sat at.
Oh, was that the one where I was making fun of the other people?
Yeah. That was the one we did Sunday night, I think.
We're sorry.
No, really.
For all
nobody gives a shit.
No, you're not.
You're not. You're insulting me by lying to me right now.
Be fair, one of the comments on there was saying that Mike was holding us back. So fuck those guys.
I am.
You're not supposed to agree with them, man. I got your back.
I mean, how dare they? Oh, I thought he said holding them down. Never mind.
No, he literally. Okay, I didn't really want to get into it, but I'll go back and show the comment real quick because I
thought it was a rape thing where I was holding them down against their will or something.
No,
it was pretty funny. It was like such a passive aggressive comment that it was just like, really?
Which is funny because it sounds like he was trying to.
Oftentimes, I have to wonder if it's because I made a joke and someone took it seriously. If they think I'm holding them, like holding society back,
or like holding you guys down, but I think he meant like
or just like because I'm usually pretty progressive and liberal on things, and people are like, progressivism will hold us back,
Yeah, no doubt.
and it's like progressing will hold us back. Okay.
That was it. Hey guys, big fan. Keep up the good work. Don't let the hater keep you down.
Oh,
Hit me up sometime. I'd love to have you on a stream sometime. Keep the 4D gamers guy away though. He's holding you guys down. Much love and
No.
respect. So it's just that like backhanded like bullshit.
oh, so I'm ruining the
It's not even
podcast.
It's not even clever.
No, no, but he's saying like if I wasn't around, the podcast would be perfect.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Well, there'd probably be less arguing.
Because Mike used actual brain when he talked. Dude, Akinaro has you back.
Ow, dude, thank you so much.
That's fucking cool.
I like hurt with that hurt with how much I liked it.
And this isn't about doing well and being super popular. It's if we we do it all together, we don't do it at all, kind of thing. We've shown that with dipping out for a year because we're trying to kill each other.
We're friends who like to hang out on the internet and do like a hangout once a week because it's fun. At least for me. I don't know.
Well, yeah, we were friends before a podcast was ever mentioned, I think. Like we were all just hanging out on Minecraft together.
And the funny thing is for the record, the only person I know the face of who still is around is Stabby. Actually, I've never seen you or I've never seen Nish in seen what you guys look like.
You can see my face.
I have to dig through your shit to see it, but
You have to go to the ancient Mr. Atheist Guy channel, and you can see my face there. And that's what I looked like 10 years ago.
Friends before World War II.
World War II, when we were arguing not that long ago about voting.
Yeah.
That was the end of it right there. Oh, man. Yeah,
I have to
videos. We know that. Nish Brown has his remote control airplane videos.
I gotta dig through that stuff because I wasn't finding it. So.
Remote control airplane videos.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah, he's got a pretty fun channel, actually. I think his channel's bigger than ours.
Oh, I don't doubt that for a second.
Yeah, I hope so.
Mike probably doesn't because he's lame.
Well, if that's the case, then he should advertise for us on his channel.
Yeah, in all honesty, though, when I was starting to do anti-SJW stuff on my channel, Skittles McStabby Pants, there's like a couple of videos, if you really want to watch them, that were like sort of anti-SJW. I was making fun of BuzzFeed. Big fucking...
Nah.
Yeah, like that's hard to do.
I think we've talked enough about SJWs.
No, I'm not talking about SJW. I'm just saying when I was going down that road, my channel was steadily gaining in views.
It looks like a punk.
So I probably could have gotten up to like, I don't know, probably a few hundred subscribers, maybe 1,000. I mean, I was getting like more and more views as I went along, but it got so fucked. I just didn't care. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, I was like, this is boring now.
Yeah, you can only show the absurdity so many times before it kind of just gets a little old, you know?
Well, it gets repetitive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like our conversations about politics.
Yeah.
And round we go in the merry-go-round.
Oh man.
Like a little spinner toy.
But he didn't.
Waiting for me to say what?
That our conversations on politics get repetitive because you were the one pointing out, like, didn't you guys talk about this shit last week?
Yeah, these totally did.
Well, we talked about the judges, like having a position that lasts without a term limit is just fucking dumb.
Yeah, he's right. He's right though. We did really talk about judges last week, and then this week we talked about Congress people. Really different.
Two totally different things. Angle.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, tell us more about your baseball.
Oh yeah, baseball. Remember when baseball was dying? And everyone voted on it.
Good times, good times.
Everyone voted. And we didn't have a... No, we're going to leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it.
Yeah, everyone in the chat room vote. Is baseball dying? And that'll be the official answer from now on.
We'll look in the comments after the video and we'll see how many people actually vote or actually comment.
We'll just report it like everyone else. We won't actually fact check. We'll just say it's the truth.
Nobody voted on whether me or Mike should run for president, and then the other person would be vice president.
We got to run for the next couple years on that one.
We like fucking campaign against each other.
We got to campaign for a couple years, and then we can have a vote.
He's not going to pick between us. He's just like, no, neither of you people.
Yeah, neither one. Engelhart. I vote for Engel. Everyone writes in Engel.
Well, he's not going to be old enough. That's why I was saying he can't. He can't.
Too bad. It'll take a couple of years.
Be old enough to be our president.
Well, he could go for 2024.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He just can't go for 2020.
I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
One of us has to take Trump down.
And one of us.
And I think we'll have to create our own political party. And I'd like that political party named "Fuck Off."
The party of the toaster.
No, fuck off. Just the fuck off party. So that if by random chance we ever manage to make it to like the debates or something.
The untitled political party.
No, if we ever have to make it to debates, I want like CNN to have to be like, and here we have the Republican candidate, blah, 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 the Democratic candidate, blah, 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 and the fuck off party candidate, blah, blah, blah.
And then they're like, and what's your stance on the issue? And everything starts with, well, first of all, I'd like to tell the Democrats and Republicans to fuck off.
You beat me to it.
And then you go into your spiel after that.
You beat me to it. I was going to say exactly that.
See, we're birds of a feather. We always agree.
And then
That's what I'm
Peggy
saying.
does
Always agree.
that. Always. Always.
He always agrees with me after the surgery.
Always.
After the brain surgery.
Oh, man.
But we have to agree with each other because of the children.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, it's all for the children.
you guys aren't going to get divorced.
That's why we kill for the children.
And so I don't have to come visit mommy and daddy separately.
Yeah. Weekends, you on the weekdays, and then that one's all resentful because they don't get to do any of the fun stuff.
It's all for just anger and piss. I think we've come down to a stopping point. I really think we have.
My goddamn balls are itchy. Hold on a minute.
All right.
Stopping point. I just
We've
scratched
officially hit a stopping point.
I think we officially hit a stopping point.
When we get to the itchy balls.
You have the seventh inning stretch in baseball. You have the balls itching moment in our podcast. So let's just sit here and enjoy this moment and soak it in.
Well, you know what? I'm in control of the live button, suckers.
What does it say about a sport when it's like, all right, everyone, we know how tedious this has been. Like, we're all going to fucking stand up and we're all going to try to wake up again for the rest of the show. All right?
Akinaro, I don't think that would ever happen. If I tried to read a podcast script, there's no way they would follow it without like laughing or at least being like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
That's what the skits are going to be for.
Oh man, I gotta sit down and write out scripts for that show I want you to help me with.
Yeah.
That shit is gonna be so fucking funny. It's gonna be a documentary about something we haven't figured out yet. We're essentially shooting a documentary about ourselves shooting a documentary.
Like, we've got to figure out what this documentary is going to be about. And it's like, wait, the one we're filming now or the one that we're talking about filming later?
No, we're so hipster that we refuse to pick a topic for the original documentary. So we shot a documentary about us making that documentary.
Yeah, trying to find the topic for it.
That's the whole concept.
And then you could have and then if you ever decide to have a prequel, then it's like you're set up for it.
Yeah, exactly. And see how well this works.
It pretty much writes itself.
It's just so perfect.
Oh, man.
Why do I have so much enjoyment out of something that I know is going to be so awful?
Because it's so awful and cringy that it's entertaining.
Yeah.
It's like going into it full well knowing that it's going to be awful and cringy makes it that much better.
Yeah, it's like
Because
deciding to sit down and watch a Godzilla movie. It's like you're in for something bad, and that's what you sat down for.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if it's ever going to be that good quality.
Several layers.
I could never reach the quality of a Godzilla movie.
Have you seen my videos, Mike?
Yeah.
Have you seen the popsicle stick doll videos that I
All you need is a rubber suit.
rubber suit. Oh man, no, we'll just make one out of like felt because we're too cheap to get a rubber suit.
Nice.
Or just popsicle sticks.
Do it all
glue.
CG now.
Akinara, this is the cringe podcast.
Yeah, I'm
Cringe
pretty sure
podcast.
anybody that's listening is cringing out right now.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
You
for
know,
anyone
when-
who watched the video that got 100 views and then saw this one, sorry.
Oh yeah,
It's free entertainment.
Oh,
What do you
that would
want?
be so terrible. I might be able to take 20 minutes of that, and then I need to go
Who is sitting?
slam a
okay.
bunch of beer or something. I don't know, do something wrong.
Oh,
I
being
don't
polite
want
to each
someone
other.
to be sitting down paying full on attention. This should be something that you're hearing in the background while you're doing something else.
Oh, like playing video games or something. 'Cause I usually listen to like podcasts.
Like I
Playing
feel
video
bad for
games,
anyone
right?
who's just paying attention to everything we're saying.
Yeah, if you're, it's rather impressive. But we do enjoy it, of course. But yeah, having us in the background, we'll have our nice, soft, soothing voices entertain you.
Akinara, we did watch some of our older videos. I can only make it through so much of anything where I talk before my brain just wants to strangle me.
Oh yeah. Trying to go back and listen to old stuff that you recorded is not the greatest.
I don't know, man. I love the sound of my own voice.
And yet you don't talk very much.
Mike,
I can't talk very much when both your egos are fucking filling up the podcast.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
ooh, somebody said the claws came out.
Yeah,
Breaking up the band.
yeah, bitch.
I think we failed as parents, Mike.
Yes.
I'm hitting.
I
my
can
verbal-
guarantee that me and you together
Oh my God.
failed as parents.
Oh my God. That would be terrific. What are you talking about? You guys would be so good.
Yeah.
Make a podcast where we comment about our old videos when watching it.
It's so meta.
We could
It's-
do
oh my
Cinemaniacs for our old videos.
It's so
Okay.
meta.
I gotta figure out how to fucking make. I gotta figure out how to make it so we can actually watch one. That's so awful.
Oh, I think that would be relatively
It's
easy.
like a react video of your own shit.
Well, I think I have to stream through OBS if I do that though.
But which one would we watch? Like they're all
Oh.
bad.
It doesn't
Like,
really
how we
matter
gonna
which one you pick.
Just choose
we
the
would-
shortest one, I guess.
I'd say watch one of our first ones. That would probably be the cringiest.
Yeah.
100%.
Watch
Because-
the first one.
It's because that's before we really knew what we were doing.
So
You
yeah,
think
but
we
then
know what we're doing now?
yeah, but then it would just be us three talking over each other while the other us three and plus Classhole talk over each other there. So it would just be 7 people talking over each other,
Oh my god.
and 3 of them would be the same.
I want to make this happen in real life now. Well, I think what we could do is take like maybe a selection of different videos
Oh, and
and just watch part of it. Like we wouldn't have to watch the whole thing.
unbeknownst to the audience, we have somewhere like 7 or 8 never before released podcasts.
I don't know where those are. I don't have copies of those.
I
Collector's
might
edition.
Oh
have
shit!
them. Yeah,
You
Oh,
at
my.
least one were on topless.
that would be pretty funny.
There was
videos.
one when we were doing it where I literally like, I just my camera died out or something died out, like my connection. So I was like, what do I do? And so I just took my shirt off because I thought that was a good plan. And so when I came back, I was just shirtless, and everybody was like, wait a minute, what the fuck are you doing?
What did we just walk into here?
They were like, why is your shirt gone? And I was like, I thought it would be funny. And they're like, not really.
Well,
No.
the bigger question is, why was it on to begin with?
That's a good point.
Yeah. Bow chicka bow wow.
Oh, man, I miss
Oh yeah,
Classel.
yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Make a comment for every time Classel says something.
We couldn't talk over him enough in real life. Let's talk over him enough.
Talk over him via rerun.
Jesus Christ. Now, if anybody's still watching at this point who's not like, who hasn't watched like every episode of everything we've ever done, they're going, what the fuck are they laughing at? What are they even talking about?
See, this is the part where you go deep into our channel, and because it's still like over 200 videos we've pretty much thrown out there, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So you go deep into our channel and you watch a lot of the newer, like the old stuff that we've watched when we have class all around, and it's gonna be such a weird fucking
Shit
cringe
show.
fest.
I think shit show is the word you're looking for.
Yeah, I was gonna go dumpster fire is also something I was thinking about. I wasn't sure. That seems also pretty good, but it's like yeah, you'll definitely dig too deep.
According to this, we have 240 videos.
200.
Nice.
Wow, God damn.
And I'm sure that at least 4 or 5 of those are decent.
Yeah, at least 4 or 5.
I like the Dice After Dark. I'll be honest. I kind of did like the Dice After Dark.
We never finished it.
Yeah, is that still a thing? Like, what's happening with that?
I think we took a break and started doing
Arc.
What do you call it? Arc.
Ah, okay.
Which we need to at least. I mean, we've held off that. It feels like it's like a season finale almost. We're gonna have to like finish off that season finale, and then we can officially shelf it for a little bit if we want to.
So our first videos are just our first 3: Crack Pack and McStabby Land 1, Crack Pack and McStabby Land 2, because that's when I was paying for the Minecraft server.
Aren't we supposed to wax poetic about our old stuff after we've made it? Like, we haven't made it yet. We haven't done anything. No one cares.
That's why we're shitting on ourselves.
Okay.
Depression Quest review and playthrough 1.
I don't know why he's going through old videos. They're probably terrible.
And that was 2014. So that's like 3 years ago.
Nice.
September 2014. Yeah, roughly 3 years ago.
Yeah, we had the glue of Minecraft to keep us together for quite a while, and I think I underestimated how much Minecraft kept us together. Like, when Minecraft kind of died, we slowed down doing stuff.
Well, it's hard to do other stuff if you're not making money doing this kind of thing because you can't afford to buy games.
Well, yeah.
A lot of the bigger gaming channels work really well because they make enough money to actually like support doing more.
I own over 300 games on Steam, and that's just one platform.
But I mean, like, we have all drastically different tastes in games for the most part, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Minecraft was the one that we all did.
And then there was a little bit of Ark. And then, what's the car soccer thing? Rocket League. Which there's still more episodes of that coming out sometime. You know, I tried to get into, what is it? What's the name of that game? Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh.
I tried to get into that because I think we were eventually going to do something with Grand Theft Auto.
I love Grand Theft Auto.
And then there's also Saints Row 4, but I don't know if that was a multiplayer thing.
I mean, it's the same thing as Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, really? You can,
Yeah.
you can get a bunch of people playing together?
Saints Row is Grand Theft Auto. It's the same thing. If you're playing one, you're playing the other.
What I was hoping for was Stardew Valley would come out with multiplayer.
Eventually.
And it's supposed to be eventually, but I think that might be fun to play together as a group.
I could dig it.
That's just like top-down Minecraft, though, at that point.
No, it's top. It's top
No, it's
down.
way better than that.
Top down harvest.
Like, you can get married and stuff. Like, you go find like a wife or a husband, and you go and like you give her gifts to like get them to like you more, and then eventually you can get married if you give them the right thing.
Because like hell, that works in reality.
You can. It's not as freeform as Minecraft. Like Minecraft is really open world. Stardew Valley is not at all open world. It's literally there's a very small world and there's things you can go do, and they're a lot of fun, but they're not the same thing.
Well, that sounds lame.
It's actually it's surprisingly fun.
Yeah, I've never played it.
To me, it seems a little Sims-esque.
I've heard it compared to Harvest Moon games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever played Harvest Moon, Mike.
No.
No.
Yeah, I'm not really into any of those types of games, which is why it was weird that I liked Minecraft at all. It was just
that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you did. I do have to give you credit for giving the D&D the old college try.
The old college try.
Like
Thank you.
You gave it a shot. You played through that whole first adventure, and then they were like, "Nah, just not my thing." I was like, I can respect that.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed it while we did it. It just wasn't gonna. It was gonna become less enjoyable every time I did it, to the point where it was gonna be unenjoyable after a while.
Oh yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
So it's just like,
You're like, this is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I'll just end it on a high note. Like.
Yeah, I'm not the best DM either. So
I'm way more. And no, here's the thing: I'm way more enamored with the idea of playing D&D than I am actually sitting down and doing the math to actually play D&D. Like I love the idea of it more than I love actually doing it.
If we had a better DM and we could actually all of us meet in person, I think it would have been a lot more fun.
Nope.
No, because then we could all get really wasted.
No, I've done that too. Like it.
Oh, you've done that too? Okay.
Yeah,
it's a totally different experience.
I just love the idea of doing something super nerdy, because usually I love that type of stuff. It's like,
have you played any of the other variations?
No, I don't think so.
Well, there's like
I get the feeling Stabby's bound determined to make me.
No, I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Here. There's like Star Wars versions where you can play like it's the Star Wars world, but it's broken down into a similar set of rules, not exactly the same, but similar.
Well,
and then there's
but then there's math.
One where you can do like fucking it's weird technology. So you can be like cyborgs and robots and shit, steampunk kind of thing.
Yeah.
My God.
So you can get new skins to try and obfuscate the fact that you're doing things you hate.
No, the systems for the three games that I'm talking about are all very well. No, the Star Wars is very similar. The system for the game that's like steampunk with robots is completely different.
How do they vote in these worlds?
How do they vote? I don't know.
Is it one vote or is it electoral? Is it galactic college?
Sure in these worlds, it's like little fucking tyrannies, like barons,
fiefdoms. Yeah,
fiefdoms essentially.
That's a good word, fiefdom. Should we end the show? It's 2 a.m.
Yeah, we probably should stop the broadcast. All right, so we've run out of shit to talk about.
Reskinning D&D games,
obviously. So Untitled Studios. This is Untitled Studios signing out.
We're sorry for the rain.
Bye-bye.
For the 4D gamers, Mr.
Yay.
Mike, 4D Mike, and for Skittles McStabby Pants, signing out.
Absolutely.
We're sorry.